So I'm going to teach you the secret to getting sales consistently. And I want to say something sexy Sam was talking about, what my legacy, what I want it to be. And I want to set people free around sales because I know it's the other S word. It's a dirty word for a lot of people, but the truth is it's what brings in the income. And so one way or another, especially if you want to serve people at the highest level, which that's what high ticket is, it's such a beautiful place to be because any heart-centered entrepreneurs out there, that's what you want to do anyway. You're not trying to give somebody, buy my $7 thing, then I'll never know you, right? Like you're here to transform lives. Like you want to create impact. And high ticket is the way to do that. High ticket. Say we create a 5K, 10K offer, okay? You want to get to your first 100K or multiple 6 figures. How many people do you need? And over the course of a year to get to that, let's just make it real simple. A 10K offer to 100K. Anybody know how many people?
10.
You need 10, yes. Do you see how much this doesn't become about all of the things and all of a sudden it becomes about people? And we forget that. And I think our society's gotten so comfortable with hiding behind social media and playing it safe and playing on Canva. And listen, I'm not gonna project all my own issues onto you guys, but I gotta say, if a salesperson can fall for that, I feel like a lot of people do. Where people go wrong in sales, the avoider is also the lover, right? We get in the friend zone. I just had somebody say this to me on a sales call. She's like, I love sales. It's awesome, I'm so good at it. They just say it's too expensive. Well, you might love talking to people, but that's not sales, right? And then the other one, the magician is the overthinker, right? They've got the scripts and they're all up in their head trying to get it right, and I'm gonna say the right thing, and then they're gonna do what I want them to do, and all of that. And so that also doesn't work, okay? Then we got the pusher. Who likes the pusher? The ABC, that reminds me of my sales days. Always be closing, back them in a corner, take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. And then the manipulator, which is also the dark side of the king or the queen, right? They're like, I'm just gonna lead them with my NLP training. And next thing you know, you come to and you're like, what happened, right? But what if there's an entirely different way, an entirely different frequency to sell at where everybody wins? Would that be helpful if you guys understood that? So anyone here familiar with the Hawkins scale? So Dr. Hawkins was an MD, PhD, and had all the credentials and all the things. And essentially what he did was he measured through kinesiology, muscle testing, the frequency, vibration of the different emotions in someone's body, right? So when the hippies way back in the day were like, that's so low vibe, or oh my God, that's super high vibe. They were onto something. It's actually true. And so you guys can't see this really well, so I'm gonna break it down for you, but where that green line is neutrality. So, how everybody's like, just be unattached. Well, I'm gonna teach you how to actually be unattached to the sales so that you can sell more, okay? Because all traditional sales are rooted in the ego. It's all about, what can I do to get them to do what I want them to do, right? ABC, always be closing. And that's why you're uncomfortable with it, especially if you're more of that heart-centered entrepreneur, because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. Not because you're afraid, but because it's actually out of alignment with you. It's out of integrity. You don't want to have to feed somebody lines in order to get them to buy from you. And spoiler alert, especially in high ticket, when you do that and then you don't really serve them at that level and they feel like they were forced into it, how many testimonials do you think you're gonna get? How great is that call gonna be to come to with a bunch of resentment? So why would we even wanna force people into a situation they don't wanna be in? It doesn't make sense. I know I'm allowed to be on my soapbox up here. I'm not gonna full blown go into it. I think you guys get it. So what I like to consider is anywhere above neutrality is authentic sales. And you truly have to keep your ego out of it. So here's what I believe. If sales is something you do to people, if it feels like something you do to people, it will always feel hard. But when it becomes something you do for people, it becomes easy and sacred. And so, would you guys like to step into your sacred power around sales? Because it will massively change your business. Okay, and we'll go to S. You gotta speak their language, you guys. So often, my clients, especially because I love my healers, I mix the woo and the do, and so I'm all about helping those mindset coaches, and they're like, I got it, Jana. I'm going to free their soul. And then when they love themselves home to self, it sets, and I'm like, that sounds really pretty. And I can feel it because I speak this soul. I had a course called Reset to Soul at one point. So I get it. The problem is your ideal client does not get it. And the ones that do get it, the ones that are nodding along, they're not gonna buy. You know why? Because they already did it. And so they get it because they've been through the transformation. So you have to speak to them before the transformation. So first and foremost, in high ticket, don't create the offer you wanna teach, create the offer they wanna buy. Often those are very different things. Now, before anybody freaks out, that doesn't mean you change your whole methodology on the inside. It's just the way it looks on the outside, okay? If they knew what they wanted and they knew how to get it and they actually knew what it was that would get them where they wanna go, hopefully y'all followed that, they wouldn't need you. So we have to help them understand and meet them at their 4th grade level so that they can then elevate.